All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Thicc Men Podcast. This is episode 2. So today we have our two honorary Thicc Men. We got Ginko Bulbasaur and Karma Bites. So you guys want to introduce yourself really quick? So Ginko, go for it.
I'm Ginko. I'm
I'm
a
Karma.
stream.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, just tell
I'm
us,
a. Go for it.
just tell us a bit about yourself. You got Twitching going on.
I'm a streamer on Twitch, and I'm also for Rocket League esports for Forza Esports.
Mm-hmm. And I too am a caster for Forza Esports. So that's how we know
I
each other.
know.
Anyway, Karma, Karma, tell us a bit about
Uh,
yourself. You got YouTube or something?
Gaming YouTuber to the platform. I've started like about 4 weeks ago. I'm trying to make it.
Nice, yeah. I'm right there with you, man.
That's
I
pretty
think
much all.
Yeah. I've been going since January 8th. I started my schedule, so it's been nice and
What
slow.
was that voice thing?
I was unsure. Okay, when I'm unsure, my voice wavers. All right, it's partially on purpose. Okay.
It's okay.
All right, so guys, today our topic is esports. So I don't know. I found it topical because me and Ginko are casters for Rocket League esports,
Oh, really?
and then esports are games. So Karma is a gamer, therefore.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Logic. Okay, so do you guys follow any esports? Like, do you guys watch anything like League of Legends, Rocket League, CS:GO? You know what I'm saying?
I watch a lot of Rocket League,
Hey.
and then I watch some CS:GO just occasionally if it's on, but I never really follow it.
Have you ever played CS:GO?
Yes, I played the original Counter-Strike back like in the late 90s. I was a little tiny kid and had no idea what I was doing, but that was probably the first like serious video game I ever played.
That was a CS Source, right?
No.
Oh.
Counter-Strike.
Oh, okay.
Not Counter-Strike Source, original Counter-Strike.
Oh, dude, that's older than me. Probably I've not heard of that, to be honest with you.
Yeah. It's in the original Source engine. Um
Hmm.
like the original Half-Life engine.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But the Source engine that you're thinking of is like Half-Life 2 and on.
Oh, okay, I got you. All right, cool. Yeah, I've honestly never seen gameplay of that game at all. I think I've just seen Source, and it was just like let's reminisce about what CS:GO used to be. And yeah, that's all. That's my experience with that game. But Karma, do you watch any esports?
No, not really. I know of.
You, you don't know. Like, I might watch some esports by accident every once in a while.
Yeah.
I do. I only watch Rocket League occasionally. Like, if it's on, I'll check it out. But I don't know as much as I really should about the pros. Like I know Squishy exists, and he's like fantastic.
Mm.
You know, I watch Rizzo. Actually, I watch Rizzo's videos.
Rizzo is fun to watch.
Yeah, I used to be pretty big into CS:GO. Yeah, you watch Rizzo too, Gecko?
Occasionally I watch his videos like if I'm just trying to relax in bed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
he's got like
he makes really long videos, so I'll just be like, oh, okay, I'll put it on, and then like I'll just watch until I fall asleep.
yeah, he's got kind of like a the passive like funny
Oh,
vibe.
yeah.
hmm
Do you watch so that I guess like pros, right? So do you watch any pro YouTubers as well? Ginko? Oh, we just answered that, but Karma, do you like any like professional game players?
Actually. I mean, I watch like one of the Phase members and a couple other. Not really. I don't watch too much other professional gaming YouTubers.
Ah, okay, interesting. Because like we're gamers, you would think, right? If anyone's gonna watch it, it'd be us.
Yeah.
All right. So okay, so that brings us into our next question. So have you guys ever actually competed in any kind of tournament or gaming competition? Or would you like to?
Yeah, I have competed in a Mario Kart tournament when I was young. When I was younger, I competed at a local tournament at my library. Yeah.
Oh, local.
okay.
Okay, local tournament in your library. Cool.
Yeah,
That
that's
actually
pretty much it.
that sounds like a lot of fun because I
Honestly.
love Mario Kart.
Dude, so what was the platform for that? Like, was it GameCube, Wii?
No, it was yeah, no, it was Wii, just Mario.
Mario Kart Wii.
Mario Kart Wii is actually a really good game.
Yeah, I still have it on my Wii in my room.
Do you
It's
guys
modded.
know So you know how there's shortcuts for all the maps?
Did it?
Yeah.
Do you guys know all of them or like only a few of them?
No. My not my roommate might, but my roommate and I have the same best friend, and he probably knows every single shortcut for all of the Mario Karts.
Well, I know exactly one, right? And do you guys know? Do you guys remember the like the mall map?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In
So that
7 or 8.
in Mario Kart Wii, I don't know what it was from.
Oh, okay.
It was like Donkey Kong Mall or something, or Coconut Mall, I think it was. And
It was coconut.
yeah, Coconut, yeah, something like that. And there was, there's like this little like doorway on the right side of the top of the escalators, right? And that was the only shortcut me and my friends knew, right? So whenever we would play, it'd just be like, oh man, it would just be a pile up in there. And I was convinced the shortcut was actually slower than just going regular because I'd always I wouldn't move up a place ever. So I don't know.
Well, some of them they actually put in shortcuts that are either the same distance or longer just to like mess with people.
Just to make them think, give them the
Yeah.
false hope. So what place did you come in the tournament, Karma? Still on there.
I came in third.
Ooh,
Oh wow. That's
Nice.
not bad at all.
Really big on Mario Kart back then.
how did the tournament work? Did you guys have like a like how many people were there? And then did you just do a bunch of races and the best overall person
Pretty.
would be the winner? Is that
Yeah, we like went in different teams of people, and then whoever won that, yeah, pretty much.
nice? That is amazing. I kind of wish that was a thing that I could have done, man. That's the greatest. And Ginko, I think you
For our town. We don't usually.
Ginko, I think you competed in the Scrub Cup, yeah?
I've competed in the Scrub Cups. The first tournament I ever competed in was actually not the Scrub Cup, but an event put on by Scrub Cup.
Oh, was it
So
F2F?
Scrub Cup, it was the F2F back in last February, so almost a year ago now.
Ooh, wow.
And that's when I met. If you guys are at all familiar with the Force and Esports hierarchy, random, I know you are. But that's where I met Deadly C4, who used to own Scrub Cup. That got my foot in the door for Force, and later on, I met Benchwarmer, who was one of Deadly C4's teammates. I met a guy named Wikate, who I still play with from time to time today.
Hmm.
And then I went from the F2F, finished second in it, and the way that tournament worked is it was a 4v4.
Were
and
you?
Then,
Sorry, I just gotta
what's
ask. Were you the guy that was carried by your like amazing grand champion
Oh
teammate?
yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
oh my god, that was so frustrating. Yeah. How
But
so?
it was
yeah.
it was 4v4, and then the winning team moved on. The losing team was eliminated. Then that team of four got split up into two.
Yeah.
Then it was 2v2. Then the winning team moved on. Losing team eliminated. Those two from the previous winning team got split into a 1v1, and I went up against a guy who was probably Diamond.
What was his name? Do you
Or
know?
not Diamond, sorry. It was Benchwarmer.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to figure out if I casted that ever.
I think you did.
Hmm. I don't remember. I don't remember. I think we just missed each other because what happened? Oh no, you were part of Forzen because you were part of the Scrub Cup before it became Forzen, right?
I was part of the Scrub Cup, but I wasn't on staff or anything. I was just a little baby gray in the Discord server.
Ah, okay. All right, fair enough. Because I've been a caster at Scrub Cup for a long time. And then
Yeah.
changed into Forzen, and I left for like 6 months, and Ginkgo rose to power, and that's what happened. But yeah, dude, the F2F, right? Okay, so it sounds good in theory, right? You get two like 4v4, and then the winning team, which is probably the better players, right, moves in. But it was always we never had enough players, so we never had like a enough to do multiple 4v4s to get like a generally like good sample size. So it always just end up being the final was just a wipeout because one grand champ versus whoever.
Because he would carry his teammate there.
I'll tell you about my experience. So in the Scrub Cup when it came out, right? I think it was Frisch something was the founder of the Scrub Cup, and it was just an idea, right? Like Anyone that plays Rocket League that sucks at it, but still wants to, compete, plays in the Scrub Cup, right? You have to be below a certain rank, and they make sure you're not smurfing by checking your account history, all that kind of stuff, right? So it was really good, and I was like, dude, I need to do this, So I found a couple guys that were in the same boat as me, wanted to do it, and we made a team. I think our team was called Those Guys. I think that was our team name. It was very creative, right? But we competed, and it was so fun, man. One guy was a PlayStation player, and the other guy was a PC player, and I was also a PC player, right? So we couldn't do a party up and compete in competitive, right? So what we had to do is create a private match, and we in Discord be like, all right, guys, this is our strategy. This is how we're gonna do it. All right. One guy's name was Mitt, best defenseman, right? So he was with the defense, and then me and our other teammate Ritwidge, who is now known as Dinod or Dino D, same thing, but.
Okay.
We were just the offensive combo, I'd do a pass off the wall, he'd follow it up, beautiful backboard shot, all this kind of stuff. We got eliminated right before we would have been streamed, right? So what happened is we would have been streamed, but the other team didn't show up, so that didn't happen. And then we won a bunch of games. We lost the one right before the semifinals. Or right before the semifinals. So we did well. It was really fun, and then I watched the stream, inspired to cast based on that. So it was really nice.
Nice.
That is my story.
And actually, I can tell you for certain that you were casting the F2F that I was in.
Oh yeah, really? Did you actually find the VOD?
Certain. Oh no, I didn't find the VOD. At least I don't think it would still be up.
Mm-hmm.
I could look for it, but I don't think it will still be up.
Yeah.
However, I was the guy in chat correcting you on how to pronounce Senor Gatto's name because you kept calling him Sir Gatto.
Dude, okay, there's this person named. Okay, listen, all right, it's SR. Listen, all right, this guy's name is spelled SRGATO. All right, SR and then capital. All right, SR is the thing for sir. Okay, I cannot be blamed. Cannot be blamed for saying it wrong.
No, it's the thing for either senior, like George Senior, or senor.
Listen, man, it was sir. I would justify.
I thought it was SIR.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think you're mistaking that for SR.
Dude, I'm so. Moving on. I will continue to call him Sir Gatto. I don't care. I just botch all the names. It's great. If you've ever watched my casting, it's really bad because I'll if there's a name of somebody and it's a weird name, I'll just shorten it. I think somebody was named it was Graveyard, but the A was a Q for some reason. So I just be
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah. And I think he was on the team MNRL. I think this was the team, but there was a team called MNRL, right? And it was supposed to be Minnesota Rocket League, but dude, it's Mineral, okay? We're saying Mineral from now on. And then
It's Mineral with no vowels.
Exactly. Man, and the gravy. I don't know if he was supposed to be Gravy Curd because that's how you would say it if there was a Q, gravy and then QRD. So I don't know. I just switched between them.
Maybe if he was Canadian, he would be Gravy Curd.
Because poutine. I got you. Oh, where are you guys from, actually? Are you guys American?
Bellingham over here. Yeah, American, pretty much.
Nice. Because I know you guys are.
I'm in Southern California.
Ooh.
I'm an hour out of LA, depending on traffic. Well, actually, an hour and a half to 3 hours, depending on traffic.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, traffic is rough.
You should see LA traffic.
I'm sure in Canada we know nothing about it because I think because I live in a suburban area, so we're fine over here. But as soon as you get to Toronto, which is the only big city we have really, it's kind of relate. All right.
Yeah.
Is there not?
I live out in the country, kind of. I live in Oasis. We live in a suburban. Is just plain fields.
Oh,
it's very nice actually.
So you just have nothing as far as
pretty much.
Nice. That's great.
I used to live in
the desert.
Nice.
It was not fun.
All right. Well, from traffic, we're gonna talk about more esports because that is the topic for today. All right. So if you guys could choose a game to be professional at, which one? Which one would you be the best at? You know what I'm saying? Would you go for the money, League of Legends? What's your choice? Ginko? Karma?
Probably R6, like Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh, that's actually a great game. I had. Do you play that a lot? Are you like big fan?
Yeah, I'm pretty good at it. Me and my friend play every so often, and I play a lot. So if I were to choose a game, that'd probably be the game that I would want to be professional at.
Nice. Do you know what the prize winnings are for that? Like what's the stakes?
No, I don't. I watched like 5 minutes of the CS:GO championships before I got really jealous.
Yeah. If I could compete, I would probably go for. Like, are you talking about to compete and like win a tournament?
Yeah. Like if you were to be the best in the world at any game, you know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Yeah.
Probably Commander Keen by id Software.
I've not heard of that game, to be honest.
I'm completely kidding. It's a very old Microsoft DOS game.
Oh, okay. All right.
I was about to say, like, what is that?
Kidding.
Okay. All right.
No, it would probably be a League, just because one, the money. Let's be real. We're humans. We like having the money. Two, because I love dealing with salty people.
That's pretty fair. Yeah. Dude.
I played, when I was pretty young, back in like maybe 6th grade and or middle school, I used to love League. I was playing a lot until I was. So every game I get into, people would start cussing me out. Yeah, those were fun days.
Oh boy. Yeah. I've started to play League. I never actually had the toxicity problem, but I just found it way too frustrating because like if you die, right? And you're like any time past 15 minutes in the game and you die, it's just cancer. Like it takes a minute at least to get back. And I just, it just wasn't worth it. You spend 15 minutes grinding, doing all this like work to get your character leveled up. And then when basically 50 minutes passes, you start to get these like team fights and all these epic things, right? And you start to die, right? So you don't die for the first 15 minutes when it's okay. If you were to die in the first 15 minutes, it takes like 10 seconds, like whatever. I'm okay with that, right? But if you die later on in the team battle, in the most epic part of the game, it's just like it punishes you. I just don't want to do anything. I will run away from a fight and let my teammate die to keep me alive. I will do that because I just hate dying in that game. It's so frustrating, And it's so boring for the first 15 minutes, and it's so boring when you're dead. I don't like League. I'm sorry.
Hey, could you like keep going? I got some bland fries over here, and they could really use some of that salt.
Oh.
You want some more salt? All right, here we go. All right, listen. Okay, okay, I would have games that were just so bad, where I died so much, and basically half the game I would spend dead. And it's so frustrating because you just spend the first 15 minutes doing nothing, grinding, doing boring things, and then if you are having a bad game, you spend the next half of the game dead, and it's just so I hate it so much,
That's fair.
All right, there's my salt. Anyone else have salt?
I have salt over Ubisoft.
Oh yeah. Oh okay.
But it's nothing. It's nothing that is their fault, actually. Well, unless they specifically did this, but I highly doubt it's their fault. I love Rainbow Six Siege. Okay?
Yeah, it's a great game.
I had been wanting to get into it for a really long time, and my buddy got me Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Okay.
Played it, had a whole bunch of fun for about 30 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And no. It's not that I stopped having fun. It's that it started overheating my computer.
Oh, really?
My computer got up to 80 degrees Celsius.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's like almost boiling. It's not too bad.
Yeah. Then it was so bad that the game was still running. We were using voice chat in the game just to like try and communicate because I had it set up. We were using Discord. I had to close Discord. The only thing I had running was the game, and the voice chat stopped working. Like my mic wouldn't work because my computer.
That's why you play that on Xbox.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I have that on
I'm
Xbox.
Trying to type a message, and remember the old like slide cell phones that like when you got a text message, they would
Yep.
like freeze for a
Oh,
second
yeah.
and then
Yep.
catch up. That's what it was doing in the game.
Ooh, brutal.
And I had it on the lowest setting, so it wasn't that. I had
Yeah.
foliage turned down. I had everything, so I'm like, okay, can't play Wildlands anymore. That sucks.
Oof.
So my buddy gets me Rainbow Six Siege. He's like, all right, let's play this one instead. I'm like, oh, sick. This looks really cool. I like the Rainbow Six games. My computer won't run it.
Oh man.
I can do terrorist hunt offline. I can do
Hmm.
other stuff offline.
Yeah.
As soon as I get into a match, I've changed every single setting I can for this. I've changed all the network settings. I've done everything. I'll get into a game, go to move, get rubber banded back.
Oof.
Go to move, get rubber banded back. Can't move a drone. And about 30 seconds later, it'll say network disconnected.
Man.
So Ubisoft games do not work on my computer because I also tried an Assassin's Creed game and it won't work.
And so something about, I don't know. It's all the same computer. Is it all on the same computer that you've
Yeah.
had these problems? Okay.
Yeah.
It's probably just your computer.
So it's my computer.
Yeah.
However, it's I like Ubisoft, but now it's only a console thing, and that means I have to actually use my Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
While we're on the subject, Rainbow Six Siege is like, let's just talk about how good it is for esports, okay? Because you got like all these the operators. Sorry, I'm struggling, but you get these operators that are like uniquely skilled, you know, and all of them have like, it's almost like Overwatch, but you actually have to have like skill. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Yeah.
wow! Ouch!
Yeah.
Ouch.
Ooh.
Man,
You hear that? You hear that?
call
Shots
out those
fired.
Overwatch players.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Overwatch is so a big problem at the beginning of Overwatch. All right, is I think when it came out, it was a 20 ticks per second tick rate. You guys know what that means?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What? So tick rate
So-
is how often the game will update, right? So, for example, CS:GO, the tick rate for that is 64 updates per second, right? So 64 will mean like it calculates your player's position and it makes sure that everyone is in this position during this tick, right? And whatever buttons you're holding, it will update your position based on that rate, right? So CS:GO is really like all the competitive stuff is done on 128 tick servers, and sometimes you'll get these things where on your screen you'll be behind a wall, and this is like lag, right? But on your screen you're behind a wall, but on their screen you're not, right? And this is because if you have like delay and these tick rates, if you've moved over here, because it's such a slow tick rate, like it hasn't updated that you're over there yet, right? So the game still thinks you're in one spot. So when you get shot, it's like, what? I'm not here, right? And so with Overwatch, when they only had that 20 ticks per second, that was really bad for stuff. Also, you had like really bad bugs like Roadhog's hook.
Oh, don't know.
Oh, okay. The only reason I play Overwatch is so like Overwatch, but Roadhog is my favorite thing about the game.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because the way Roadhog's hook worked is it's just like a giant rectangle, right? And you would throw this rectangle, and it would be like the end of your hook is basically a giant invisible rectangle, right? And if this rectangle touched anyone, you know, it would grab onto them, right? So this would lead to things where you can grab onto them through walls because you can have the rectangle, like the hook, appear to go over the wall, but really the rectangle is intersecting with the player model, and all the hitboxes are bigger than the player model as well. So it's a little strange.
The best bug that I loved about seeing about Roadhog's hook, and it made it so unbalanced in any capacity of is you used to be able to hook people and then turn, and wherever you turned would be where they would drop. So you
Oh.
would see even pro players like not Overwatch League because it wasn't out then, but like in
Yeah.
tournaments, throwing a hook on that map with the giant hole in the middle, standing
Oh yeah.
next to the hole, not in front of it, not behind it,
I got
next
you.
to it,
Yeah.
hitting people with the hook and then turning, so they would just go
Ooh. Yeah.
and just drop.
Oh man, I believe I even done that once while I was playing. I felt really bad.
Yeah.
There was a recent update like a month and a half ago that accidentally brought the glitch back.
Ooh.
So
Whoa.
everyone was super pissed.
I gotta give credit to Overwatch though, because they're doing like they do a pretty good job of updating and fixing these
Oh, yeah.
things. Like they listen to the community. I was just flaming like the the esports of it. I don't know. I'm sure they've changed the server thing too. I don't know. I haven't followed it in a while.
They may have changed the server thing, however, their last update was incredibly broken.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was bad. Like performance issues.
Hmm. Oh, I
That
see.
kind of broken.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
kind of broken, not just even necessarily like gameplay wise.
Interesting. Yeah. And so I still haven't answered, by the way. I'm sorry. For
sorry.
the original question, which was if you could be a pro at a game, which one is it? Right. I'm saying Rocket League. Okay, listen. All right. Rocket League is really fun. Okay. If you see the pro, like you know how a lot of games you can just like really start to get grindy with them. You know, like if you ever watch a CS:GO pro player like play a game, they're not really having fun. Okay, they're just doing it for
Yeah.
practice. When you have so like you know I'll watch them and they'll be like training their one taps and it's like dude I don't want to do this, you know, I just want to have fun when I play a game. You know, Rocket League, when you watch Rocket League pros, you know, I'm sure they do some training where they have to, you know, spend an hour or something working on their dribbling or whatever, but you know it's still fun, you know, and I will do that and I will enjoy it because then what happens is in a game when you do those things it is the most epic thing in the world. Okay, you know. And that I don't know. I think
Well,
that's worth
I
it.
mean, the same could be said for a CS:GO player if I'm playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah,
Maybe you just have fun doing Rocket League. They're the ones who have fun playing CS:GO and they want to practice those one taps. So then when they pull it off in a game, they get the same feeling as when you do a ceiling shot off a flip reset backboard shot.
dude, I can't do that. But yes, I get your point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point. I got you. Yeah, so I guess CS:GO players. I don't know. That's a good point. I like it. Yeah,
But you know me, I just love being devil's advocate.
yeah, that's fair. No, I agree with you kind of though, because when I was into CS:GO a while ago, trying to think, a year ago I think it was, I would play like what I would do is I would spend 20 minutes warming up right before the game, right? Just so I could warm up all of my like recoil patterns, all this kind of stuff that you gotta know if you're high up in the ranks.
Yeah.
And you know when you pull off some crazy like quadruple kill because you're able to transfer your spray from one opponent to the next, it's really good. You know, it feels good. You know, I just think Rocket League is so much more satisfying than CS:GO in my opinion.
Fair enough.
You get an explosion, man. What do
Mhm.
you can't beat an explosion. Have you ever played Rocket League, by the way, Karma? Is everything just going over your head?
Uh, half an hour of Rocket League, and I've seen a lot of my friends play a lot, so I know what you guys are talking about. But
Okay.
I've never
Oh,
been
okay.
one for playing Rocket League.
Fair enough.
That's fair.
It's not for everybody.
For sure. It you know, especially when you're new to the game, it can be really off-putting because
hmm
you like started and you can't hit the ball, and it's like, well, what am I doing here? You know.
Oh, the
Yeah.
game, it didn't. Yeah, it didn't look that fun when I saw the game. I tried it. It was like, oh, this is okay. I might buy it, but then I really never got to it.
Yeah, I got you. That's fair. It's a lot of these like competitive games are like you really have to get into it to have fun. Really,
hmm
you have to like it's like reading a book. You have to get through the first chapter before it starts to get exciting.
And sometimes you have to get through the first few chapters.
hmm and I don't know. League of Legends for me, the first few chapters are like way too long. Okay, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. The book doesn't get good until chapter 37. And it's a 47 chapter book.
Yeah, it's not worth it for me. Do you guys like League? Am I flaming like your favorite game or something here?
Oh no. I mean, it's,
But I've kind of stopped playing it, so
Ah, okay.
yeah,
yeah,
go
same
ham
here.
on it.
I haven't played League in a very long time. I mean, I know people who do, and if you play League, props to you,
Yeah.
because you're doing something that I definitely cannot, nor do I have the patience to learn.
I have one other story about League actually. So what happened is, a bunch of my friend group, you know, got into League of Legends, you know, and there's always been like the smaller community in our high school that would do League of Legends, right? But in grade
Uh,
12, people started to like really pick it up, you know. So two of my friends would got into it, and one of my friends, okay, he was the most toxic person on like you know you think there's really toxic people. No. He that was all he would do. He would get into a game, and that was his entire purpose in the game was to be
oh
toxic.
God.
It's like, dude, I don't know. That was so funny for me. But, all right. Next question, guys. Esports versus real sports. You guys think esports are like valid? You know what I'm saying? Like I know a lot of older people have this big criticism where it's like, you're just sitting there with your fingers moving. It's not nearly the same as a real sport. Do you guys have anything to say on this? Do you guys have a side?
Well, I mean, there are different sports for everyone.
Mhm.
Basketball and gymnastics are really different things. I personally do gymnastics.
Oh, you do
Oh.
gymnastics?
Yeah, I do gymnastics.
What's
That's awesome.
What level are you at? You know what I'm saying? What, like, do you provincial, national?
Upper intermediate. Well, I mean,
Okay.
the only reason I do gymnastics is because I'm also a free runner in my spare time. I know it sounds really cringe.
Hey,
Nice.
I used to
Doing
do
that for a couple years now.
Ooh. Interesting. Man, yeah, I don't know. I'm not very fit myself, but yeah, good to hear that.
Yeah, well, later on in life, I plan on becoming part of the Marine Corps.
Ooh.
If this whole YouTube thing doesn't work out by the high school
Ooh, okay. So you're hedging your bets. I
and
got you.
country, so I'm trying to get myself fit.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. I'm like struggling right now because I kind of like stop, like I would work out from like not cardio. I wouldn't do cardio. That was the only thing I wouldn't do. So I would have like average muscles, but I just couldn't run. Okay, so recently I've been trying to start running again, and dude, it is terrible. I am so bad. It is so bad. It's pretty funny, honestly. I'm like doing like 8-minute miles and like, oh, dude, it's brutal.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever ran an 8-minute mile.
Well, the thing is, it was weird though, because I was a really
Time per
good.
mile is probably around 5 minutes and 30 seconds.
Jesus Christ, no,
What?
no, this is crazy.
No.
I don't understand. Oh my god. Because
I'm a
what
lot more fit
happened?
than you think.
Yeah, well, okay. The thing is, right? When I was in grade 9, that was the only time I ever did the mile like timed, other than voluntarily, right? And I got like 6 minutes 28. That was like the best time I could do, right? And
That's not a bad time.
it wasn't bad. And ever since then, I've just gone downhill. Like I've never.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was 5 minutes 30 seconds. I think it was like 5 minutes and 45 to 6.
That's still like fantastic, though. Like,
That's
Uh,
ridiculous.
It was it's really good.
I only know.
You know?
Yeah.
After that.
I only know like a few runners in real life, and well, I actually just learned that one was, and they have like a 16-minute 5K, which I think is fantastic. They said, I don't know.
What?
It seems ridiculous.
A 16-minute 5K.
I'm not sure if they were, because they said they'd been doing track for a long, long time. So I'm not sure if they're like making it up, but I don't know. Because a mile is 1.6K, right? And so
I believe so.
okay, you know what? I'm gonna do math. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out how ludicrous this guy is. All right, so if you get 1.6, so 5 divided by 1.6, all right, is
It's
why
gonna
did I do
be
that?
about 3.5.
Okay, so 3.5 is like, so if I divide 16 by that number, 3.125, that's his mile time. So he would be 5.12 minutes.
That's average. That's the scary
That's average
part.
over 5K. Okay, I don't know if he's being baloney, but yeah, wow.
That's ridiculous.
Running just seems like impossible. I don't understand how people do it.
Yeah, I
mean-
no.
Not about being really fast.
That being said, I'm sure someone who runs all the time and is like casually interested in video games, are like, I don't know how those people do it.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a mystery to me. I'm gonna try, but I'm never gonna be that good. Like I know. I think it has to do with body type as well, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we're way up. So okay, you know what? Let's bring this back, okay, boys. I'm sorry. So
All right.
you have like these running events. How can that ever really compare to like esports, right? Because in a running event, it's like a pure like will and determination, where you just have to focus in, put all that training, the years and years of training to use, and just like do the fastest thing in the world. How does that ever really compare, to something where you're just sitting down, looking at a computer, and Like it's like you're just moving your fingers around. Does that compare? What do you guys think?
Mhm.
I mean, I think it definitely compares because you can also see chess as at least a sportsman-like game.
Hmm.
And pretty much the object of sports is well, there's two objects. One, for the players to have fun,
Yep.
Mhm.
and two, for a crowd to be entertained by a showmanship of human training. Whether it be training done by the actual players or something like that, but it's supposed to be
Mhm.
like a showcase of like, hey, this is what these people can do. Go check it out. Go root for your favorite people.
Yeah. Okay. And
So I definitely think that esports are legitimate, because if they weren't legitimate, we wouldn't be drawing so many crowds. We wouldn't be having so many different types of games, people trying to push their way through to the pros and start earning money by it, because they're putting on such an entertaining show.
yeah.
Now, that being said, I don't think that like comedy or something like that is a sport,
Yeah. Yeah.
even though it showcased, hey, these guys have a lot of wit. A lot of people don't think dance or cheerleading is a sport, when it most certainly is.
Yeah. I think there's got to be like a big element in competing too. Like it shows that if you win, you are the best. Comedy. There's not. There's not like a comedy competition. You know. Like I think it's kind of like that. I really like your chess analogy though, Ginko. I've never thought about that because chess
Yeah.
is
Mhm.
like purely. There's
Mhm.
no physical thing, but you definitely can train and get better like your skills and stuff. That's really
Mhm.
neat.
I mean,
Yeah, it's a complete mental game.
like 15 moves ahead. It's really amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Like you have to have such a mental like playing field in your head. I don't know. I have a lot of respect for chess players because I play chess and I can't even beat like my friends or anything. It's so bad, man. And
But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, if you're selling out, if you have to build an arena to house your sport, your showcase of your sport or anything like that, it's legitimate. Like,
Yeah, yeah, exactly, yeah. And I don't know. I think esports are like really they're like pretty intense too because you can get these amazing players that are you know y- I'm gonna use Rocket League because I know Rocket League the best. I think right. So you have players like Squishy who like invent new things in the game. They're just so good and they're always learning new things and figuring out better ways to do things and finding new strategies and all this stuff, right? And I think that's huge. In hockey, players aren't good just because they can stick handle a mile, right? That's terrible. Anyway, but they're also good because they have game sense, right? So they know to be in this position to get a pass from here, or the enemy team is doing this kind of formation, so let's adjust. And all those same things translate really well to esports, And instead of stick handling, it's just like these ceiling shots or stuff like that. I don't know. So I think esports are perfectly valid, and
Mhm.
also though we are very biased because all of us play
yeah, we're
games.
completely biased.
So
However, I
mhm,
had to explain this to my dad,
yeah.
and my dad is a huge, like, traditional sports fanatic. Like, he has signed basketballs, baseballs, he has pictures, everything. He used to run a sports bar.
Ooh, wow.
Like, he's really hardcore into sports. He watches, it doesn't even really matter what type of sport. He'll watch football, baseball, basketball, hockey, everything.
Mm,
Okay? Um and I told him when I got the job as a caster, he was like, "Okay, so like what are you doing?" And I'm like, "All right, like on the radio, you'll have the guy going, and that's going to be the pitch out. That's the hit, and it's going, gets caught by the center fielder. Now that play is out at first base, and the runner's out.
yeah, yeah.
That's going to be
You're
the
really good
three
at that.
outs at the top of the fourth. I gassed.
Yeah. And what was your dad's reaction? Was he like totally opposed to
um,
it?
well, I told him that. He was like, "Yeah, I understand that." It's like, that's what I'm doing,
Hmm.
except instead of it being baseball and people outside using like actual muscles and using other tools, they're using a controller to control something in game, but they're still controlling it.
Yeah.
It's still them playing, and it's at a competitive level to where they can win money and they're showcasing everything.
Mhm.
And he's like, I don't understand why someone would watch someone play video games like that. And I'm like, I don't understand why someone would watch someone play sports when they could go up and play baseball themselves.
Exactly.
He goes, all right, you got a good point.
Nice. That's pretty good.
People ask me that too. Why you watch people playing video games? Same reason you watch people playing sports.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's I think there was a comic on it. I don't know. I don't know who made it or anything, but it was like somebody walks in. It's like, oh, what game are you playing? It's like, oh no, I'm watching somebody play a game. They're like, what? Why don't you just play the game yourself? You know? And then they walk out of the
Yeah.
room, sit down with popcorn and watch
Yeah.
football, and it's like,
Yep.
okay.
I don't know if you guys ever seen the episode of South Park that I believe it like PewDiePie in it as well.
Oh, I remember that actually.
Yeah.
That was actually a really good episode.
All right. Okay, guys. So one more question, and then and I think we're gonna be done. We're like at 43 minutes. So what do you guys think is the future of esports? You know, what do you think is gonna happen? Is it gonna become more of an industry or less of an industry? Because you know, the whole game development. There's way more games being produced now. So do you think that's gonna result in more of these like little small communities, or are we gonna get like more of like a big general like gaming convention kind of stuff? What do you guys think?
Karma, you want to take this one first?
Yeah, I know. I guarantee that more and more people are getting into technology, and technology is advancing more and more. It's only a matter of time before AI and stuff, and I think that will lead on to more professional gamers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my thought on it.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. I think
Fair
it's
enough.
definitely
I'm sure Toy Bulbasaur.
I definitely think it's going to be a huge thing. People try and compare it to regular sports, but you have to keep in mind most regular sports have been around for at least or about 100 years. The
Mhm.
esports community has only been really around for 15, 20 years. So it's nothing right now, and it's just starting to gain traction and get big. But in comparison to those other traditional sports, like all the tournaments, all the championships, all that stuff, it's a base and it's tiny, but we keep seeing game after game come out, and more people flock to these games, and more people flock to either competing or going to watch all these tournaments and championships. It's going to be so huge, and I'm really excited to see where it's going to be in like
Mhm.
10, 20 years.
Yeah. I think we're gonna see a big spike in it. Just okay. My thing is the demographic of people that don't understand esports are like older people, right?
Mhm.
So I think as the population of
Yeah.
younger people increases, you know, as like new kids are born in with like the gaming community already there, I think
Yeah,
as
no,
soon
when
as
I was
that
born,
happens,
I was still using VHS players and
Mhm.
Yeah.
playing outside a lot more. But now, yeah, people are all
like they're gonna grow up
to
around this kind
Roblox
of
most
stuff.
of the time.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like people, they're gonna grow up around this stuff, and I think it's just gonna become like this like accepted thing because it's already kind of
Yeah,
accepted
but
now.
that
There's-
also kind of concerns me. This is way too big of a topic that I'm not going to get into this episode of
Mhm.
whole thing of the smaller generation becoming really addicted to games.
Yeah,
Really does kind of
Yeah.
yeah, we can talk about that another
concern me.
time.
Yeah, another time. This is way too. We've been doing this for around like 46 minutes. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm
Which
gonna.
that has
Yeah.
flown by.
Yeah, I know.
it really has though.
Yeah, I'm gonna end up the podcast here, guys. So just a few like logistical things. We our two people, and just say hi, guys. So we got Ginko
Hello.
and we got Karma Bites.
What's up?
So I'm gonna leave them. I'm gonna leave their information. I think I'm gonna leave Ginko's Twitch and Karma's YouTube channel. They're gonna be in the description. Also, if you guys want to look at more episodes of this podcast, I also post these on SoundCloud, so that you guys can listen to them with your like phone screen turned off, for YouTube. All right. So if you want to do that, you can check out the description. And I'm gonna post these every Sunday, so they're gonna come out on Sundays at 12 p.m. Eastern. That is. Yeah, thanks for
Awesome.
watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, leave a like. And if you want to see more of these, click subscribe. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. and bye.
See ya.
Bye, guys. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here, guys.